college we have around about 1,600 full-time students and 1,100 part-time students. We have 120 doing GCSE maths and only 38 doing functional skills. English, it's comparable. They have less doing functional skills. They don't really have any below the level 2 GCSE level, whereas we're looking at level 1s and entries as well. So we've got around about a third of our students are studying GCSE maths. All FE colleges were 37%, and this is June 2014, so that's this one sitting. All FE institutions, 37%. If we just reduce that down to sixth form colleges, it was 38%. Then looking at all 17 plus students, overall, 32% passed with Edexcel. But then at Franklin, we got 61%. And seeing that start, even though the benchmark's 56 for sixth form colleges, if you look at how the colleges are doing, there's something going on right. We're obviously doing something right to get this kind of result. We don't do resits. We enrol students, well, November resits. We don't do November resits. We enrol them on a full year, 1 year course. We want the student for a year. We want to work with them for a year before we'll put in for that exam, so that we have some input. Because in those, 6 or so weeks where we can teach them really before a November resit, what impact can I have on that student? And that's what I look at. We only do higher tier. We look at it that we're honing the skills they already possess. There is 1 mark between a D and a C. The student isn't really any cleverer between a C and a D. The maths, it's just they haven't got enough marks to get a C on the paper. We look at the confidence and self-belief of the students. Can they actually see that, you know, they are labelled as a D grade failure, and we have to work on that. And we also have to try and make sure we're not patronising. I think one of the things that I noticed coming from 11 to 16 to FE was that a lot of the resources I had at 11 to 16, there's no way I would use them in FE. Things like that were absolutely fine for teaching fractions with a year 9, are not fine for teaching with a 17-year-old boy. So it's looking at the resources that we use and making sure that they're not patronising for the students. Now it's Professor Carol Dweck at Stanford University who brought growth mindset to the forefront, and I'm going to run through a few things that she's talked about and then talk about how I've translated what she does into my environment. One thing that sports people say a lot is the more I practice, the luckier I get. And yeah, that's true for Maths GCSE as well. It's dedication and hard work that brings success. We need to build resilience in our students. So the growth versus fixed mindset. The fixed mindset, you meet the students who have that barrier. No, that's it. And you also meet the teachers who have that barrier. No, they've only got D, then they're not going to get any further. And what we look at is how can we teach the students that they can do better, that it is just a case of 1 mark from 1 grade to the next mark, to the next grade, from a D to a C. And we look at that, no, we haven't got a C yet. I know what the feeling of failure is, that kick in the stomach. And I tell the students that, I know how it feels to fail. We're going to try and make sure that it doesn't happen again. We know that we're opening a door for the students. We know that they need a C to get where they want to get. We don't want fantastic, deep mathematical understanding. We need to open a door for them. And as I keep saying, 1 mark. There is 1 mark difference between a D and a C.